Welcome to TFN Today. I am your host, Aliu Jallo. Let's look at the headlines. Parliament throws private member bill that seeks to amend Local Government Act to give police investigator attached to the police anti-crime unit has testified in the High Court in Banjul. The accused person
and crashes, some of these crashes that we see on the road are not, some are man-made. They can be avoided.
With the Gambia making it to the quarterfinals before being eliminated by host Cameroon, the Gambia's debut at the tournament was remarkable with some notable performances.
Impressive 89.6% of the vote. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has condemned the Gaza crisis, describing it as a genocide onslaught. This and many more to come. Stay tuned. The private member bill, which seeks to amend the Local Government Act, nominated member for, sorry, let me take that again. The private member bill, which seeks to amend Local Government Act to give nominated councillors voting right, has been thrown out by Parliament. The private bill was introduced by the member for Latikunda, Yaya Sanyan. 17 voted for and 27 voted against the bill following the debates of the merit. Here is an excerpt.
In orders, I now invite the Honourable Member for Latikunda Sabiji to move a motion for the second reading of the bill entitled Local Government Amendment Number 2, Bill 2023. Honourable Member, please.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker, for giving me the floor. And I thank the Honourable Members for taking their time to sit and listen to the objects and reasons of this bill, which will be followed by ensuing debate. Honourable Speaker, the bill seeks to give nominated councillors and selected members of the local councils voting rights as opposed to the 2022 Local Government Act to ensure that the interests of all Gambians are represented in the local government. 2002, correct. Nominated councillors and selected members are nominated and selected by the mayors and chairpersons in concurrence with the minister to represent the groups that may not be adequately represented during electoral process, such as women, youth, the alikalos, district chiefs, and people with disabilities. Giving them voting rights will ensure that their voices are heard and their needs are considered in decision-making process. It will also promote democracy and good governance. Democratic institutions are based on principle of popular participation. Giving nominated councillors and selected members voting rights would allow them to participate fully in the democratic process and hold the elected councillors accountable. Honourable Speaker, it will also ensure that all members of the council have a voice in decision-making and promote democracy and accountability at the local government level. Giving nominated councillors and selected members rights to vote will allow for more nuanced and informed decision-making process by taking into account the views of a wider range of stakeholders and encourage greater participation in local government. Moreover, Honourable Speaker, it will enhance effective representation. Local governments are supposed to represent the interests of all residents in their community. Giving all members of the council rights to vote helps to ensure that this happens. Participation in decision-making is vital, thus giving all members of the council rights to vote and encourage greater participation in local government. This is important because it helps to ensure that the council is representative of the community and that its decisions are informed by the views of all residents. Honourable Speaker.
Now, from that story there, we look at stories happening in our courts. More revelation on the alleged police shooting incident that took place on September 12 at the Sukuta Jaben traffic light, as Ibrahim Sow of the Police Anti-Crime Unit testified before Justice Ibrahim Ajete. More in this story. Bojan, who is accused of fatally shooting 2 police officers and injuring the third one, has admitted to the police of committing the crime. On September 12, on duty, police officers were shot at the Sukuta Jaban traffic light, leaving 2 dead and 1 seriously injured. Osenu Bojan, the principal suspect, stands trial for murder and terrorism. According to Sow, Upon returning from Jiboro, where the primary suspect Usainu Bojang was apprehended, the investigating team, of which he is a member, questioned Bojang about the shooting incident, and Bojang admitted being responsible for the crime during the interrogation. Regarding the shoes Bojang allegedly wore on the night of the incident, Sow said, and I quote, "He confirmed to us that he had worn combat boots," off quote. Mr. Sow went on to say that the first accused person voluntarily led the police investigating team to his house in Burford, where the alleged combat boots he wore were recovered, and I quote, "As a result, the forensic team picked up the boots as their material evidence. As the investigation progresses, another cautionary statement was obtained from Usainu on 14 September, Sow added. He further told the court that he went back to the next day and patrolled the route the unidentified person used, which led to an incomplete building, and found shoe prints believed to be that of the suspect, in quotes. In the building, another empty case and a live round was recovered by the forensic officers, off quote. According to Officer Sow, the police asked the accused person the weapon and his attire during the incident, including the color of the grey kaftan and the white canvas shoes, and the first accused person told them that both the weapon and the attire were in his house, unquote. Therefore, we led a team to investigate his house at Bruford. When we arrived at Bruford, his room was searched and his kaftan was found hanging on a TV stand. He confirmed that the said kaftan was the one he was wearing on the incident day, he told the court. For the Fatu Network, I am. From that story that we move on. Bakari Mane, head of the Operation Clear the Roads, has told Fatu Network that operation is meant for road safety and not a witch hunt. More in this story.
So basically what we are doing, we are clearing, and it is important for people to know. When we say road, it doesn't mean only the black one, that's the tar, where the vehicular are using. Of course, you have a pedestrian, whether paved or not paved, you don't expect people on their foot to be using on this tar, and meaning the road will not be safe because the people using it for double purposes. This is only for vehicular. You have a pedestrian, and you also have a space that's supposed to be left for services, either Nawek water or Gamtel fibers or whatsoever. That's the space.
Mane also highlights that the roads are not meant for businesses, and allowing people to encourage more into the public space will obstruct major services such as water connection and Gamtel optic fiber. Therefore, the operation was called to reduce unnecessary crashes and congestions.
Crashes annually is getting increased and increased and increased. There is no point where it's getting down. So it is a concern to the government to make sure our road corridor is clear so that we have free flow of traffic, less traffic crashes or road crashes on the roads.
He described the operation as success, citing a wider and free flow of traffic in all areas they cleared. However, he also pointed out that they are not encouraging speeding and they are taking swift action with the Gambia Police Force to install road signages to promote safe driving. Despite their successes, they are faced with challenges of public adherence and the reluctance of people to get rid of their encroached property.
A challenge, and where we cleared, some of them are coming back because let's say we are from Brikama now, because they know that we are here at Kololi. For them, that place is okay. They are going back. But equally, what they don't understand, we have a follow-up team that goes there and keep arresting and arresting. I don't think we should get to that. Let's all help in and stop. This police harassment, because if you go against the law, the police will go for you and you will go to court. So these are the challenges that we have now.
He concludes that in order to pursue the matter further, they will resort to legal actions. This will involve taking the issue to court, and as such, they are calling for the cooperation of the public. It is important to note that these actions are in accordance with the laws of the land, and every citizen must respect them, putting the interest of the country ahead of their individual interests. For the Fatu Network, I am Aluja. The head of the Operation Clear the Road. All Yundum District recently organized a second cleansing exercise initiated by Chief Osman Gay. Chief Gay said the drive is meant to promote cleanliness and environmental responsibility. Our reporter Zaglin Koli attended the exercise and she files in this report.
The All Yundum District has recently completed its second community-wide cleaning exercise within 2 weeks. This initiative is a testament to the district's dedication to maintaining cleanliness and nurturing a culture of environmental responsibility among its residents. The district has undertaken a series of cleanliness drives with the goal of improving the aesthetic, appeal and hygiene standards of the community. The first cleaning exercise held 2 weeks ago saw active participation from various segments of the community, including residents, local authorities and volunteer groups. This collaborative effort resulted in a noticeable improvement in the district's overall cleanliness. The chief of the Old Union District, Usman Gay, says he initiated the cleaning exercise with the primary objective of instilling a sense of civic duty among residents and creating a sustainable environment by engaging in a periodic cleanup activities.
What I want to assure you people that we want to create a very healthy environment, clean environment, healthy environment, so that we can be healthy. If we are not healthy, then we cannot bring any development. Healthiness is development. So this is I initiated. It's not going to be one-day activity. In the next 2 weeks, we will be going to Jabang Yuna to have a similar program, so that this thing will not stop. It will be a continuous thing. As being a new chief, there is a proverb that says, "New brooms sweep well." So I'm a new broom. So I want to bring the community together to show them my potential. For me, I'm a chief, but I'm a development-oriented person.
The aim is not only to address immediate cleanliness issues, but also to encourage long-term behavioral changes regarding waste disposal and environmental stewardship. Like the inaugural event, this cleaning exercise saw enthusiastic involvement from residents, youth groups and community leaders as they gathered in designated areas with cleaning tools, waste bins and protective chairs to embark on the cleanup drive. Malik Pa, the Director of Technical Services at the National Environmental Agency, applauds the community for a step forward in making sure the country and local communities are kept clean and hygienic.
This set is very, very important. Now the idea at the agency is we want to allow communities to initiate their own set within their communities. So the importance of set or cleanliness is just cannot be overemphasized. You know how relevant it is. If you want to live healthy, of course you have to live in a healthy environment. So the importance of this set really cannot be overemphasized. It's very, very important.
The impact of this cleaning exercise goes beyond immediate cleanliness. They serve as a platform for community bonding, environmental education, and the promotion of a cleaner and healthier living environment. The district authority plans to sustain these efforts through regular cleanup initiatives in all 14 villages within the Old Union District, educational programs on waste management, and the establishment of more sustainable practices within the community.
Def nañ ko Vélingara last month setal fofu nonu because marché bi dafa tilimone fi tam depuis li bi jeex demolition bi place yi dëkk bi mu ngi tilim torop ba pare nawet bi tam bi mu jàllee fii yëpp mu ngi tilim léegi chief bi ak alkali ak suñ chairman si yëpp ñu toog ñu ne ñu setal Old Union si marché bi suñ setalee foofu yeneen dëkk yëpp all the 14 villages dinañ fa dem ñu setal.
Modem Jai, representing the youth of Old Union, applauds the turnout of the youths in the cleaning exercise. He also calls on more participation as the exercise is geared towards the health and well-being of the people living within the community by referring to the common adage, cleanliness is next to godliness.
Indeed, very, very important as to me and the community as large, because it is a common adage whereby it is said cleanliness is next to godliness. And we have seen almost all the youths of this village came out with their large numbers to help us in it. Previously, it was the chief who first suggested that we should come on Saturday to do this cleansing exercise, when the youth of the village has already slated on Sunday. But because of the respect that we have given him, and the VDC as well, we decided to mobilize the youths and come and do it on Saturday, which is today. So we are very grateful that the youths are out, and we have done a lot just to develop Old Union as a village.
Abla Sise, National Assembly member for Old Union, is in attendance and reveals plans for the people of his constituency in providing enough waste bins along his constituency to reduce the rate of littering around the constituency.
I'm going to do part of my constituency development fund is to buy enough, dustbins and distribute them, within the constituency. That will come later in the year.
Meanwhile, the Old Yundum District commitment to maintaining a clean and healthy environment through regular cleaning exercises reflects a commendable dedication to community welfare. The enthusiastic participation of residents and stakeholders highlights collective responsibility and shared vision for a cleaner and more sustainable future.
Now, from that story there, we move on to the international front. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi sealed a third term in office following an impressive 89.6% of the votes in the recent election. His victory follows a 10-year period marked by rigorous suppression of the dissent within Egypt. The voter turnout reached 66.8%, surpassing previous year's participation rate. Sisi, a former army field marshal, initially rose to power in 2013 by spearheading the ousting of elected President Mohamed Morsi. And in another story, the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has condemned the Gaza crisis as a genocide onslaught, drawing parallels with South Africa's past struggles. He called for a ceasefire to stop previous genocide and collective punishment. The government also warned citizens against involvement in the conflict, stating that such action could lead to legal consequences within state security agencies actively tracking individuals involved. From that story, we'll take a short break. Up next is sports. Welcome back. We now look at sport. Despite the Gambia being in a challenging AFCON group with Senegal, Cameroon and Guinea, officials remain optimistic who applaud coach Sampfite's technique, with critics questioning his defensive style. Our reporter Jacqueline Colley has this story.
Including a win over Tunisia to qualify from the group. They eliminated Guinea in the first knockout round and will now face them again in next year's AFCON. Despite being a tough group, the Gambia's Youth and Sports Minister Bakary Waibaji remains optimistic about their journey in the tournament.
Well, first we congratulate everyone for having qualified again for the second time. I mean, everyone acts in the whole country. The team and the GFF, the coach, and everyone that has been part of the whole process. Well, the draw, yes, we've seen it, and it's like we say, it's just what it is. That's how anybody have seen it. Are we hopeful? Yes, we are hopeful for the fact that we know we have a good team. We know we have good players that are very determined, and they're always hungry to win.
The minister applauded the coach and his entire team as he told the FAST network that he believes the coach has the technique to win against powerhouses in football.
But we also know that the coach has the technique that is necessary to win any team, big or small, and we've seen him do that. So we're hopeful that the technique that he has employed in the past and the commitment, the dedication of the players in the pitch would be replicated this time around so that we'll be able to get the victory or at least a draw with some of those teams and, get to the next round. And like you said, the most important thing is to get out of the group and get into the knockout stage. And we hope that we'll be able to get there.
Mr. Baji stressed the significance of thoroughly preparing for the upcoming tournament scheduled in early 2024. He reiterated the government's dedication to backing the national team and providing the essential resources to guarantee a successful campaign. The GFF Vice President expressed the Federation's commitment to developing youth and strengthening the national team in preparation for the AFCON 2024 and beyond.
Cote d'Ivoire has given us the opportunity to write more history and even make the lives of our footballers even better.
The Gambia's national football team faces tough competition in the upcoming AFCON tournament. They will play against group stage opponents Senegal, Cameroon, and Guinea, who are ranked much higher than them. However, the most exciting match will be against their rivals and AFCON holders Senegal. Africa Cup of Nations draw that took place.
Now, from that story there we have Mr. Musa Sise, who will join us to discuss on the preparations of the AFCON, the national team ahead of the 2024 AFCON. Mr. Sise is the Media and Publicity Committee of the National Organizing Committee and also hold the role of subcommittee. Mr. Sise also recently organized a GoFundMe to support the team. He will actually delve into the the need for that GoFundMe and also shed light more. Mr. Sise, welcome to the Fato Network.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Well, we understand that recently you organized a GoFundMe for the team. Could you tell us what triggered or motivated you to organize a GoFundMe for the team?
Okay, thank you very much. This whole GoFundMe is entirely is a fraction of the campaign holistically that we're doing. The GoFundMe is just one aspect of it. There is an entire, fundraising campaign geared towards supporting the Scorpions' preparation into the AFCON in Ivory Coast, early next month. What's happening as a country, as a people, we have been set up, being asked by the state and the stakeholders to come together and see how best we make the fundraising activity on the side of government and the people much easier by devising strategies and ways in which we believe that the public can come in and support the national team, because national team is all ours. The GoFundMe, we have a series of fundraising exercises which is ongoing at the moment because everything is live. Firstly, we have a platform and an app, a website called natiketo.com, and also an app called Tiketo. So this app, if you download it, it will give you all the options on any Gambian platform that you go, whether you are an Afri money holder or an Q money holder, NAFA, Table Pay, you Wave, you can use it to support, you can contribute anything that you want. If you're equally outside the source of the Gambia, if you are in the diaspora, you can use all. If you're an American card, a Visa card holder, MasterCard holder, you can use all these things to support the national team. You can contribute anything through this natiketo.com or Tiketo. So all these are available. There's also, GoFundMe set up from America, which you can also, for everybody outside there in the diaspora, can come forward and support the national team. So we also have a series of fundraising activities that we'll be holding on in the not distant future as we prepare to welcome the team here and send them off to Ivory Coast, following their preparatory camping in Saudi Arabia and Morocco. Just to give an idea of what's happening right now.
How much are we targeting when we talk about all this? You talk about all this campaign that you're going to just to support the national team. What's your target?
Our target as a people and a country participating in the AFCON this year is close to $388 million. Okay, that's not something that we can raise, but this is something that's government's responsibility. But as a people, we know that government cannot come out with all this money. So we have to, as a citizens, as a footballing loving country, we have to see how best we also take the responsibility of supporting our national team. That is why we are also hoping that we could raise a fraction, even if it's a quarter of this budget, to also support government's effort. Because football is not just played by government. Yes, the national team belongs to all of us. It's supposed to be funded by government, but the funds, the joy belongs to all of us. So hence the need for everyone to participate in this exercise. More importantly, also, we're going to have collection points in the country. Collection points with safes where you can equally walk in. Conventionally, that's what people believe in. You can just walk in and drop whatever you want. We're asking for every single Gambian to just give us $100. We don't think that's too much to ask. If you want to give more, it's up to you. If you can, we will welcome it very much. But all we want is that just give us $100. $100 is going to go a long way in supporting the fundraising drive. And everyone outside in the diaspora can equally do more than that. We don't mind. If you want to do more, we are welcome. Anything that you have, we appreciate it very much. More importantly, there's going to be fundraising events like concerts and, of course, exhibition training match by the Scorpions at the stadium, which people have to come and pay and then be part of that beautiful evening. Can you imagine what that means? Because it's been almost 3 years since we last saw our boys play at in their home turf.
We understand football is expensive and the AFCON is just at the corner. Could you tell us as the level of preparation as the committee with regards to our upcoming AFCON?
Yeah, as a committee, what we are doing right now is that we have various committees, logistics committees responsible for the hotel accommodation and traveling of the team and the players and the fans and everybody from Banjul to Ivory Coast. Very much in high gear. Hotel have been identified, airline identified to fly everybody. And now the press and media is all about the selection of the press, the media, the fans, the support staff in the NCC, and of course the corporate entities who are supporting the NCC in their corporate drive to raise the funds are also to be transported. So the logistics committee is working on that flat out almost. The fundraising committee also together with the media and publicity committee are in full gear. Hence I'm here talking to the public to make sure that they are informed, that we tell them what they need to know and how they can be part of this fundraising drive. And today, even every single member of parliament is also committed to this thing, because Mr. Honorable Abdullah Sise of Olyundum MP is leading a fundraising drive for everybody in parliament to also contribute to this thing. Honorable Bakari Baji, Minister of Youth and Sports, is also, getting his, former, cabinet colleagues to also donate. And anyone can. We're going around communities, we're going around societies, environments, to collect ththese funds. The Burusubis, the Serekunda markets, watch out for all these, caravans coming around to sensitize you with a box full, a box, where you can simply drop in whatever you want. So there's a lot happening.
Now, take us through the selection process. You talk about selecting media personnel and other fans. How do you go by selecting the sport personnel or the media people and then the fans?
This is strictly for the media to deal with, and because we know so many people are accredited, and of course, not everybody who's accredited is going to be sent to Ivory Coast, because if you apply for your accreditation, you should be able to fly yourself to that. That's why you apply it. But here we are having a little support from the NCC to transport a certain number of journalists to support the national team and to cover the tournament. But the criteria in settling that out has just come out. You have to be a bona fide member of the SJAG, you have to have your accreditation, you have to be somebody who can contribute, who can value what is being done in Ivory Coast. And of course, from different sectors, from the electronic print media and so on and so forth, we want to see how best we get a complete team that can be worthy ambassadors in terms of representing and covering the tournament in Ivory Coast. So we're working that out. We're not ready yet. So when we're done, those people, as we mentioned, the concerned ones are dealing with it in their own group. So we'll see how that goes.
So Ivory Coast is not that far from the Gambia, and obviously there will be some fans who will want to travel down to Ivory Coast, but have fears as to accommodation and whatnot. Is there any plans to cater for fans who decide to travel on their own to go and watch probably a match?
Yeah, there is a package that's also being publicized at the moment. That is people who might be interested in traveling to Ivory Coast on a package with a hotel, airline, and of course match tickets. That's also being catered for, especially some players want to take their families, and that's also been catered for. So I hope the people responsible for that, that's not the NCC. There is also a group working alongside the NCC that's a business venture, and the people responsible for that would certainly come out and tell the public who's interested in buying into that package. You'll be flown into Ivory Coast, you'll be housed in a hotel, you'll be given a match day ticket that you can watch, and that's it. You're part of the big party.
Now, the Gambia is grouped in a group that is obviously big giants, the likes of Cameroon, Senegal, and Guinea. Are you seeing Gambia progressing to the next level with that kind of group?
Why not? This is this is football, and Gambia has proven to be a good team that everyone is watching very carefully. There is no minus in football at the moment, because that's what we were about. That's why we're able to go back to return to the AFCON. We were not supposed to come out of the group in Cameroon. We were supposed to go in there and just be the first round and then be part of the party and then come home. That is why this year, history will tell us that even in our preparation in going to Cameroon, we only prepared ourselves to go to the first round and come back. That's why the budget was presented, that small budget. When we made it out of the group stages, we had problems financially, because we never had a budget for the second round. And there's just the knockout stages. We went to the last 16. We went to the quarterfinals. We had no money because it wasn't planned. This year, that is why the budget is this big, because we planned from day one until the end of the tournament if the Gambia is going to win the trophy. So that's the budget that's presented, that's the 388 million. So if we don't reach that far, that money is not going to, we're not going to be affected. But we have to plan for it. We have to budget for it. So you're talking about these big name teams. These are big teams on paper right now. Cameroon are 5-time champions, fine. Senegal are defending champions. Guinea, we have our tussles with them. We beat them last time in Cameroon. Cameroon beat us because they are the overwhelming favorites in their own backyard, in their own Japoma Stadium, which was a very hostile ground for the Gambia to come out with. But we know very well that on any given good day of football, the Gambia is capable of beating Cameroon. So, and that's what we want to see this time around. It is possible and it's doable. The boys want to see it happen. Every Gambian fan, I mean, who dares to call yourself a Gambian football supporter, you want to see Gambia beat Cameroon. I mean, even people are suggesting that Gambia can beat Senegal. Why not? How did we beat Guinea the last time? How did we beat Tunisia the last time? Big names in African football. Mali, we played a draw. So this is football nowadays.
Is there any possibility for this to happen? Because a lot of people out there are not happy with the style of play by the coach.
As a non-technician, I mean, the style of play is not important. What's important is the result. The style of play is what the Gambia took to the AFCON. That's what qualified for our first AFCON. Got the results that we want in the AFCON. Qualified us again into our second AFCON, and we're still talking about style. I don't want to believe that. As a footballer, I mean, the results is what's more important to me. If I play ugly and win, I'm happy. If I play beautiful and then, I mean, lose, I mean, what does that mean to me? As a country, I think, I mean, if we don't qualify, what would have happened if we didn't qualify for the AFCON? For all those critics who say, no, go play beautiful football. And then here we are, we can't make it. That's for the technicians to deal with. But just as an observer and somebody who very much is result-oriented, who I believe know football, who follows football, who played football, you seldom have it both ways unless you are a certain big team. I mean the world dominant in the Brazils and the Frances and the Englands of this world, which we are not. So hopefully one fine day we will, when we are able to have that number of quality players gelled together in a system that's going to be as beautiful to watch as ever or as any team in the world, and then capable of grinding out the results that we want. But for now, football coaches, technicians will tell you, what are we after? We're in a competition. Are we here to play beautiful football? Are we here for the results? You tell me.
Well, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of critics out there are not just happy with his style of play.
It is very fine. I wish I had a say. I wish I was a technician to delve more into that, but I'm not a technician. What I know is that the result is what matters, and the results are coming our way. There is no team in the world which is not beaten in a given day. I mean, Brazil are beaten, England are beaten, France are beaten, Germany are beaten, everybody's beaten. So we were not beaters. We were not beating anybody. If you understand what I'm saying. We were not beating anybody. We were just playing football, exercising our right to play football, enjoying the players that we had before. History will tell us. If we get the odd draw, we're fine. If we beat the odd Guineas and Mauritanians, Guinea-Bissau here, by then we're happy. But we were not going anywhere. Now we're winning, we're going to big tournaments. We're going to World Cups, we're going to AFCONs, we're going to every kind of big tournaments. We are doing something.
So just to cap it off, tell us if there's anything that I left that you would want the public out there to know with regards to the preparation for the national team. With regards to
preparation right now is that the team is going to leave the Gambia for Saudi Arabia on the 27th of this month, where they will camp, and then from there they will come to Morocco and play against Morocco, and then on the 7th of January they will be back in Banjul. When they're back in Banjul on the 7th, on the 8th, there will be a music concert for them to raise funds. And on the 9th, they will have a training match exhibition at the stadium, which is also going to be on ticket. All these are on tickets for people to come and pay and watch them.
Can you give us a gist of the ticket and the amount for the ticket?
For now, we will confirm that most probably tomorrow, and then we'll have to advertise that so that people can buy that on the Ticketo platform. That's where we're going to sell all these things. And if possible, few on at the gate, because that's not something that's encouraged right now. Tickets at the gates, it creates so much commotion. And then the night of the 9th is when there will be a corporate dinner and the handing over of the battle flag by the president to the captain at State House, which is just a corporate event for partners and sponsors to come around and then just give their support to the national team and the fundraising exercise. This is what's going to happen on those 2 days when the team is in Banjul here, but we are also asking the public to watch out for the caravans, to watch out for what's happening in sensitization, in the sensitization drive, so that they can come forward and donate, because that's what we want. Anything that anybody has, any amount of money, in any currency, in any denomination, whether you're in Gambia or outside the Gambia, we share these platforms with you. Go into the Ticketo app or ticketo.com, and then just log in, download the app, follow the due process, and give us whatever is it you want to support your national team. It is the Gambia that we have, and GoFundMe is equally there. We're asking anybody who is logging onto Facebook or who has the link to share these things with our friends and families in the diaspora, because they are the ones who need the GoFundMe. You don't need the GoFundMe here or wherever you are. Go out there and support us. And of course, use your credit cards, use your fintech platforms, and then just to see how best you can support us. That's what we're asking the general public to come forward, because it's that important as Gambians. We need to support our national team. This is not your club team. This is our national team. This is about the Gambia, not your team, not yours, not mine, but to all of us it belongs to. So we must be seen to be supporting it. We must be seen to be doing something so that we can raise the level. What we did in Cameroon was one thing, but here we are returning. We want to do even better. How do we? Because we want to support them. We want to motivate them. All the monies we are raising, the chunk of it all goes to the players, because the amount of money we're giving them, the more they progress, the more we raise whatever is available to them. So we're appealing to every Gambian out there to make sure that you come out wholeheartedly to support your national team.
Thank you, Mr. Sise.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that was Mr. Sise, the chairman of the National Organizing Committee from the Publicity. Well, that was all we have for you. Do join us tomorrow, same time at the same place. To have a blessed evening.